Please subscribe for this YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello everyone, I am Mr. Ashok Kumar from VTUprojects.com and AKLC. In this video I am going to briefly explain to you about the project, a framework for improving security in cloud computing.
So all I am going to do in this video is just explaining what actually the project will do. I am not going to focus anything about how actually the project will be implemented because you are still in the beginning stage and you cannot understand anything from the implementation perspective. So please watch this video completely and go to your college guide and explain the project as it is, as seen in this video. But definitely they are going to ask you one or more questions like tell me more about the algorithm or the technologies or the solution you are going to implement. Some or the other questions will be definitely asked by them. So you have to request them to give one more day of time to answer all those questions. So you need to note down all those questions and send all those questions to me over an email to this email address aklc.contact@gmail.com. You can compose all those questions in an email and send it across to me, or you can also call me on 9742024066 if you need the answers right away. So once I answer all of those questions, you can go to them and answer it as it is. So these are the things that I am going to explain to you in this video. So first I am going to explain to you what are the quick facts of our project, and then I am going to state the problem very clearly, like what are we trying to solve in our project, so that I am going to state it very clearly. And then I am going to list out some of the existing systems available for solving the problem we stated earlier along with their drawbacks. And then we are going to state the proposed system along with the advantages. And at last I am going to describe the hardware and software requirements for our project. So coming to the quick facts, so the domain of our project. So the domain of our project happens to be the cloud computing. So our project comes under a cloud computing domain, and the base paper for our project will be an IEEE 2017 paper. Okay, and we are going to make you implement the algorithm called homomorphic encryption. So for implementing the security, we are going to make use of algorithm called homomorphic encryption, and this encryption is actually proposed by Gentry. Okay, so and then the most importantly, the platform we are going to run our project will be a live cloud environment. Okay, so this is very important because most of the other institutes will simply run the project in the local machine, and they will ask the examiners to assume that it is a cloud. Okay, but we will not do like that. We will install our project in a live cloud environment, and then we are going to show the output from live environment. Okay, so to be specific, we are going to make use of Amazon Web Service, okay, for deploying the project live. So this will add a lot of weightage for your project. So and then number of lines of code, on an average project will be around 1000 or sometimes 2000 lines of code, but in this particular project we are going to write around 5000 lines of code. Okay, because of the functionality and the features we are going to implement, we will be requiring a minimum of 5000 lines of code. So this doesn't mean that the project is complicated. So because I will be there with you and I will be explaining to you each and every line of code, so this will be very easy. So and at last the percentage of the database used will be around 7 to 8% of the database. Okay, so the reason why I am mentioning this is because university have a rule that no project should use more than 20% of the database. But I think we are in a pretty safer side because we are using only around 7 to 8% of the database. Okay, so coming to the problem statement. So this is the formal problem statement for our project. If you can see, there are many open challenges in the cloud environment which needs to be addressed. Security concerns always tops the list. Okay, so before understanding the problem statement, I believe you people know what is cloud computing. So there are a lot of services offered over cloud computing, but one such service is the storage service. Okay, You people would have used Google Drive. Google Drive is a cloud. You would have used Dropbox. Dropbox is a cloud. So basically cloud will be providing you some space where you can store your own data, or you can store your company data, something like that. Okay, so that's actually a cloud computing. Okay, so the major challenges in the cloud computing is always a security. Okay, I believe you people know that there are a lot of security that is already been provided. Google provides a security, Dropbox also provides security, but still lot of existing systems have major drawbacks. Okay, so there is no universally approved security approach for solving this concern in the cloud computing. Okay, so this is the problem statement. Okay, so now coming to the existing system, here let us understand what is the current system available. Okay, so the existing system for our project happens to be the cloud service providers. So there are a lot of cloud service providers like Google Drive, Amazon, Dropbox, etc. Okay, so basically all these cloud service provider, right? So these services can be divided into three models. Okay, first one IaaS, we call it as infrastructure as a service. Second one PaaS, platform as a service, and the third one SaaS, we call it as software as a service. Okay, say for example, you know the basic of cloud computing, right? So Google Drive is a cloud, so you are going to store the data in Google Drive. So the data is not stored in your machine, but it is stored in a remote machine called Google Drive. So that itself we call it as a cloud. Okay, cloud machine is something that is not with you. You are not the owner of it. So that machine is residing somewhere in a different location, and you are accessing it from your machine, your laptop. Okay, so we call it as a cloud. Okay, so those kind of services, right, can be divided into three models. Okay, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and then software as a service. Okay, so what do you mean by infrastructure as a service? As the name itself indicate, the infrastructure will be provided to you over the cloud. For example, 8 GB RAM. Okay, and so for example 40 GB storage space. Okay, like this, these kind of things are called infrastructure, right? So these kind of things will be provided to you on the cloud. So we call it as infrastructure as a service. Okay, say for example in your Google, when you create an account in Google, Google will provide you 20 GB free storage. Okay, the 20 GB free storage is called as an infrastructure. You are actually owning that 20 GB space. We call it as infrastructure. Okay, so the second model is called PaaS, platform as a service. So the term platform indicates some OS. Okay, say for example Linux OS or Windows OS, etc. Okay, so in Amazon Web Services and all, you can actually purchase a machine, a Windows machine, a Linux machine over the cloud computing. Okay, when you purchase that Windows or Linux machine over cloud, we call it as a PaaS, platform as a service. Okay, and the third one will be SaaS, software as a service. Okay, as the name itself indicate, software will be provided to you people over the cloud. Okay, for example Microsoft Office will be provided to you as a service in the cloud, or JDK will be provided to you people over the service as a cloud. So and Apache Tomcat will be provided as a services to the cloud. MySQL database will be provided as a services on the cloud, like that. Okay, so if you are purchasing any software as a service, we call it as SaaS, this model. Okay, so these are the things that you have to understand in the existing system. The existing cloud computing works in three models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, so now let us come to the drawbacks of this existing system. Okay, so coming to the drawback of the existing system, right, or the existing cloud computing are prone to the following risk. Okay, there are 3 risks involved in the existing cloud computing. Okay, what are those, you know? So the number 1, data confidentiality. Okay, and number 2, data privacy, data integrity, and number 3, data availability. Okay, so there are 3 risks in the cloud computing: data confidentiality, data integrity, and data availability. Okay, so the data confidentiality indicates, okay, so one who owns the data should be the person who accesses the data. Okay, so nobody else should access the data. Okay, that is called data confidentiality. Okay, if I have written the data to Google Cloud, so only I should be given access to the data. Nobody else should access my data. Okay, this is what actually we call it as data confidentiality. Okay, and data integrity means integrity of the data. The data that I have written on the cloud should not at all be modified. It should be as it is. Okay, no hacker should modify my data. Okay, so that is called data integrity. And at last, data availability. Data availability means, so the data that I have written on the cloud, it should be available for me 24/7. Okay, the data should never go down. It should never go lost. Okay, backup, all those things should be automatically taken care of. Right? So these are the drawbacks of the existing system. Okay, so now coming to the proposed system, here I am going to state formally what is the system we are going to propose. Okay, so we are going to propose a powerful framework using homomorphic encryption. Okay, so this homomorphic encryption will be used to store and perform various operations on the data in the cloud. Okay, so basically in the existing cloud environment, right, you have seen what is IaaS, what is SaaS, and what is PaaS. Okay, no matter what type of cloud services people are using, so in all the services, right, so this homomorphic encryption scheme can be used for performing various operations on the data. Okay, so basically the advantages provided by our project is it will overcome all the risks involved in the existing cloud service models. Okay, so in the previous slide we understood what are the 3 risks involved in existing cloud service model. Number 1, so data confidentiality. Okay, number 2, data integrity, and number 3, data availability. Okay, so we are going to make sure our framework will overcome all these 3 risks. Okay, this is the advantage of our proposed system. And how we are going to implement this homomorphic encryption, you cannot understand it right now. You need to attend the project classes. And lastly, the hardware and software requirement for our project is shown here. We will be requiring a minimum of 2.4 GHz processor and an 8 GB of RAM and a 40 GB or above hard disk. Okay, and for writing the code, we will be using the technologies Core Java, Advanced Java, and JTEE in the backend, and we will make use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap, Ajax, and jQuery framework in the front end. We are making use of Oracle database to store the data, and we are making use of Apache Tomcat for running the project, and for developing the project we will make use of Eclipse. Okay, and most importantly, so the deployment environment. So deployment environment means where the project will actually run. Okay, we will be requiring live cloud. Okay, we are going to run our project on a live Amazon web service. Okay, so these are the hardware and software requirement for our project. Okay, so hope you people have understood. So if you have any questions, please contact me on this number or on this email ID. Thank you so much. Please subscribe for this YouTube channel for all the updates.